Hare Krishna. Welcome devotees to the Gita Daily session. Today we are going to discuss Bhagavad Gita, 15 chapter, 19 Sloka. So I'd like to thank all devotees who are joining regularly. So let's take the blessings of the Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Maya, Sudarshan, Lakshmi, Narasimhadev, Gaurnitai, Panchatattva. Let's pray that by their blessings we shall understand the transcendental topics of Bhagavad Gita. Let's recite the prayers together. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Shatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So we'll dedicate the session to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. By whose mercy, we are able to understand the transcendental topics of Bhagavad Gita and also able to apply in a practical way in our day-to-day life. So let's thank Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. So today's sloka is 1519. Please repeat along with me. Yoma evam asammudo janadi purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Yomamevam asammudo janadi purushottamam sasarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Whoever knows me as Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service unto me, O son of Bharata. Word to word meaning, yeah, anyone who, Mam, me, Evam, thus, Asammuda, without a doubt, Janadi, knows, Purushottamam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sa, he, Sarvavit, the knower of everything, Bhajati, renders devotional service, Mam, unto me, Sarva Bhavena, in all respects, Bharata, O son of Bharata. Look at the translation again. Whoever knows me as Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service, O son of Bharata. So let's see the sloka in more detail. So coming to the context, so we are discussing 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the Yoga of the Supreme or the Purushottama Yoga. So last we saw 15:15, where actually we saw this sloka, Sarvasya Jaham Hrisannivishto, Mata Smriti Jnanam Apohanam Cha, Vedesha Sarver Ahameva Vidyo, Vedanta Krit Veda Videvacham. So this was we discussed yesterday. So the essence of that sloka is the three important points. One is the Lord says that He is situated in everybody's heart, as the form Paramatma. Then knowledge, remembrance, and forgetfulness come from Him. And the purpose of knowing all the Vedas is to actually understand, to come to the conclusion that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this is the essential conclusion of all the Vedic scriptures. So in today's sloka 1519, basically 19 and 20 are the last two slokas. So towards, we have seen earlier, no, whatever is discussed towards the end is kind of a summary of that particular chapter. So this sloka essentially concludes, the Lord concludes saying that one who understands the Lord, you know, in truth, in tattva, right, as the supreme person, ultimate Godhead, like as a person, and who doesn't have any doubt, mm, he actually will completely engage in devotional service of the Lord. So what is the result of understanding? So our first part is the understanding the position of the Lord. No, actually, which was discussed in the initial part of the chapter, like 15 with 15:15, concluding with that. And then once you understand Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, then what is the next step? What is the next natural transformation is to engage in devotional service. Right. So that is the process. So let us look at the each what are the keywords in this shloka. So evam asammuda, without doubt. So this means this is very important actually. So we should have complete faith in the Lord and the acharyas and the scriptures. Right. So this may not happen in the beginning, but gradually we should come to that conclusion or to the stage where we have complete faith and without doubt. So then only we can fully surrender to the Lord and to the process. So this is one important aspect. And also that means, without doubt also means that we become, we are not illusioned, right? So this is the thing. Second point is janati purushottamam. So what is that to be known is, knows that, understand that Krishna is the supreme person, right? So it is not an impersonal light or no some energy, but ultimately the source of impersonal light, Brahman, is supreme personality. So this also we discussed in previous slokas. So this is the right understanding of the Lord's position as Bhagavan, not Paramatma or Brahman. No, that those are intermediate understanding. But the final understanding conclusion is Lord is a person, a Bhagavan. Then Sa Sarvavit. So Sarvavit means knowledge. Sarvavit means, so that person, one who understands this, he should be considered as understood everything. Right? So that is because it is the essence of everything. When he understands this, then he should be considered as knowing everything or understanding everything, right? Or he is possessing supreme knowledge. What is the result of that? Bhajit Imam Sarvabhavena, engages in full devotional service. So knowledge naturally culminates in bhakti. So this is the ultimate conclusion. So when we come to this conclusion, then actually, there is no other process which is prescribed than to execute devotional service. So the conclusion is that, so once we realize that Krishna is the ultimate goal, right, or ultimate shelter, then the result would be to worship him with complete dedication. So this is the essence of the shloka. So the emphasis here is on the personal form of the Lord, right? So basically, we have seen that, no, the spiritualist or the people who seek the absolute truth, they may fall into different categories, like jnanis, yogis, karmis, like that. So the destination of jnanis is actually the impersonal Brahman that we have already seen, and the yogis, they meditate on the Paramatma form of the Lord, and the yogis may gradually, develop attachment or love for God, and they may take up the bhakti path. So like that, a different path, different leads to different destination according to the desire of the and the free will of the jiva. No? The Lord actually fulfills the various desires. No? We have seen that ye dhamam prapadyante tam sadeva bhajamaham. Right, according to the will or the desire of the jiva, the Lord reciprocates and provides that results to the jiva. So, what is the greatest obstacle, no, for us to completely engage in the Lord's service is doubts and lack of faith. Right. So basically, we are, initially our faith is very weak. It is known as Komala Shraddha. Komal Shraddha means it actually is very very weak. It is like a creeper. No, we have seen that example, right? Bhakti Lata beach. So the guru actually gives the seed. Brahmanda Brahmide Kono Bhagyavan Jeev, Guru Krishna Kripa Paye Bhakti Lata beach. So the guru is giving the seed of devotion, and the jiva has to cultivate, by taking proper care of the seed. Like, by we have seen what are the process do's and don't, like avoiding the association of non-devotees, right? Asat Sangatyag, a Vaishnavachar. So we have to give up the, and then we have to remove the weeds, which are material attachments, which are grow along with this creeper. So this creeper is very tender, and we have to protect against the attack of animals, right, who may come and eat it. Or the greatest danger is the attack of wild mad elephant. Rishna, am I audible, devotees?
Yes, Prabhu, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so the greatest danger is, no, the Hati Mata, it is called, which actually is the offense to Vaishnavas. So we should not cause harm or anxiety or, difficulties to pure devotees of the Lord or Vaishnavas or whoever is practicing bhakti. Especially, we should careful, to not to commit offenses against them. So this offense is the greatest offense. No, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, if you commit that offense, then our creeper is completely destroyed. The bhakti will be complete. Like just like the mad elephant enters a garden, it destroys everything, uproots everything. So similarly, this offense can destroy everything. So this way we have to be careful, with the bhakti lata. And gradually, how do we build faith? So one, so initially the faith actually develops, no, maybe by understanding the scriptural knowledge, no, by knowledge actually, right? Knowledge is like light, and it dissipates darkness. So it Krishna is mentioned, Krishna Surya Saman, right? And Jaha Krishna hai, basically wherever the Lord is there, it is like sun, and wherever light is there, or Krishna is there, there is no Maya doesn't have jurisdiction there. So similarly, with the knowledge of scriptures, right, which actually comes through an authorized parampara, gradually our ignorance is dissipated and the knowledge is established. So this way, slowly the faith will, start developing, and also the faith develops with association of devotees. That is the most important thing. right? By alone, if you try to learn scriptures without association, then it is very difficult to build the faith. So because the practical example is the devotees, right? Other devotees who have faith, when we look at them, how they are able to get the faith and how they are practicing devotion with determination. So when we see this, when we associate with devotees, then our faith also will start building. So basically, association is very crucial, in any part, whether in material life or spiritual life. Both ways, association is important. So according to the kind of people we associate, we actually become like that. No, we develop those kind of mentalities and that kind of faith. So if you associate with materialistic people, then they will pull us back to the material pool. They will drag you to the Maya, under the influence of Maya. But when you associate with devotees, they actually drag you towards Krishna. So either you have to be under Krishna or Maya. These are the two choices we have, right? So it's very important to associate with devotees, because theoretically, or so what we are doing every day is virtual association. But virtual association is, it is better than no association, but it has limitation. So the next step should be that we should seek out for physical association of devotees. We should interact with devotees, meet them, talk to them, right? Exchanges, exchange with them. So this way, the practical association of devotees are very important actually, which cannot be replaced with anything else. So this actually is one of the important, a factor for building the faith in the Lord. Right. So this way, no, and then finally, once we associate, we have seen that the process. No, Ado Shraddha, Tada Sadhu Sangha. Right. So Shraddha is the start. Little faith. Then after that, we associate the devotees. Like then it progress Bhajana Kriya Nartana, etc. So basically, this is a starting point. So after once we take up the path of bhakti and practice, the Vaidhi bhakti, then what happens? Gradually, we get the realization, right? Practical experience. So bhakti is something which cannot be proved in a laboratory, right? So scientific things are generally proved in the lab, by theorems and by experiments. Bhakti can also be proved in by experiment, not in the lab. The experiment, actually, we ourselves are the lab, right? And then we have to execute bhakti and practically see how it is transforming us and how the Lord actually reciprocates with us. So when we sincerely practice bhakti under the guidance of a spiritual master who is bona fide, then actually we can see the results practically happening in our day-to-day life. How our life is changing, right? So we have seen many times, like in Prabhupada's time also, and nowadays also we see on a day-to-day basis that people who are having a lot of sinful tendencies, or very bad habits, like drinking, smoking, or many other bad habits, they are actually not able to give up them, normally by their own endeavor. But then when we see that when they take up the process of devotional service, they become purified and they are able to give up all these bad habits, meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, all these things. They're able to give it up, which actually they were not able to do otherwise. So this is a practical proof, how actually devotional service is transforming us. So when we do that, when we start, so theoretically we cannot make progress. Like just like swimming, we cannot read so many books and just imagine how I am swimming, etc. It's not possible. You have to jump into the water and take it up. Similarly, bhakti actually has to be practiced. So that is why it is called devotional service, practical devotional service. Service means you have to render service. And when we really do that, then the transformation happens, and practically, we can see the transformation change in our life. And the Lord actually, we can see the hand of Lord in our day-to-day life. Lord actually reciprocates with the devotee. So we have seen that earlier, no? When the jiva is not taking shelter of the Lord, it is under the material energies influence, and everything that happens in that person's life is according to his karma. But when we take shelter of the Lord, then the jiva is gradually being released from the clutches of Maya slowly, and then Lord actually takes control of the person's life. Right? We have to surrender to the Lord. To the extent we surrender, to that extent the Lord takes care, or takes care of our life. So then we start seeing the presence of the Lord, in our activities, in our day-to-day life. So this is the greatest proof of bhakti. Right? There is no other way to prove it. So when we associate with devotees who are already making progress, then we can see that practically, how actually they are changing. So this is why it is very important. Okay, so now we'll briefly discuss the last sloka of this chapter. So the last sloka is 1520 of Bhagavad Gita. It's what it says. Krishna says in this end of the shloka chapter, Iti guhyatamam shastram idamuktam mayanaga edad buddha buddhiman syat krita krityascha bharata. What Krishna says? Krishna says, this is the most confidential part of Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. So this is very important actually. What is the conclusion, right? We already saw in 1515 that the essence of all the Vedic scriptures is to understand Krishna, right? So Krishna is confirming this. So this is also an important proof. So whenever you hear any lectures or any other class or anybody, any spiritual discourses, so we have to always see that whatever claims they make has to be supported by scriptures. right? Somebody cannot just make a statement, no, saying that okay, you do this, you will get this, or this is what it is. That is not possible. You need to, it has to be strongly rooted in scripture, with authorized scriptures. So Krishna here actually in 1520 is confirms this. Already he has told in 1515, but he is confirming, reaffirming that. So that is should not be any doubt. No, Krishna says, "Idi guhyatamam shastram." No, this is the most confidential part. Idam uktam mayanaga. Now I am telling to you. Etat buddha buddhiman syat. Once one intelligent person who understands this, krita kritasya bharata. So this is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures. Krishna says, "O sinless one," to Arjuna, and it is disclosed now by me. Now, I have already told this to you. Whoever understands this will become wise, and his endeavors will know perfection. So this is the ultimate conclusion of this chapter, uh, 15th chapter. So what is the most confidential part here? If somebody has missed it, no, the most confidential part is to understand that Krishna is the ultimate source of everything. He is the supreme destination. So this is the essence. 1515 says, Vedesha sarve rahameva vidyo. Right? So this is the most confidential part. So the most confidential part, basically it has three parts. The scriptures or acharyas divides the confidential part into three. So one is Sambandha, Abhideya and Prayojana. So for Sambandha means understanding the relationship with the Lord. Right? To have the Sambandha, first of all, we need to understand who Krishna is. Right? So this is the essential. So understanding Krishna is a person and he is a supreme personality of Godhead is the most confidential knowledge. Right? This is the Sambandha. So when you understand Krishna's position, we also understand we are the Jiva, right? Next part is Mame Vamsho Jiva Loge, right? The Jiva is a part and parcel of Krishna. So this is the Sambandha, relationship. So what is the relationship with Krishna? We are part and parcel, right? Or we are actually eternally, our duty is to serve the Lord. So this is the Sambandha Gyan. Then next is Abhideya Gyan. So Abhideya Gyan is a process by which actually, we can make progress. Right? So the process is Krishna is mentioning, devotional service. In this shloka, Krishna says that. In the 19th shloka, Krishna says that one who understands this, one who gets a Sambandha Gyan, what he does, he actually wholeheartedly performs the devotional service, which is the process. Abhideya is the process by which we can attain the highest perfection. Right? And what is the result is the prayojana, the ultimate goal. What actually Krishna says in 20. He says that whoever understands me become wise and his endeavors know perfection. So he can attain the highest destination. No, actually, which actually is getting service to the Lord. So this is the essence of the Vedic scriptures, end of the chapter. Okay, let's move on. So we will see the story of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Okay, so what is the theme of today's sloka is to know what Lord is saying is that whoever understands the real position of the Supreme Lord as Krishna as a supreme personality of God as a person, he will wholeheartedly surrender and take shelter of the Lord and execute devotional service, right? So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is a good example for this. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was an associate, of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu we have seen in the past, right? The Lord actually is the incarnation of Krishna and Radha in Kali Yuga, and his main goal was to freely distribute the love of Godhead, or the knowledge of absolute truth by the process of chanting the holy names of Krishna. Right? Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu freely distributed. He traveled, breadth and length of India, and everywhere he, converted, by giving this knowledge, people became devotees to the Lord. So the Lord actually is very merciful in Kali Yuga, and he's giving this knowledge. So whoever associated the Lord or his followers, they can get the same benefit when the Lord was played. And Lord's pastimes is still going on through his associates and followers. So if you are fortunate, you can become part of this, Lord's Leela, which is still going on. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya initially was a impersonalist, which means he did not believe in the personal form of the God. Right? He was following the impersonal path, and he was a Vedantist. He was a great scholar, and no, everybody's the kings respected him. The king of Puri, he was residing in Jagannath Puri, and the king has great respect for him. And everybody was feared to debate with him. Sannyasis, everybody, all scholars, they feared him because nobody could defeat him in the Nyaya and logic. That he used to defeat everybody. So and he was a very he was completely fixed in the path of impersonal Brahman. And once Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, first time he comes to Jagannath Puri, and as soon as he comes to Jagannath Puri, he actually starts exhibiting the symptoms of pure devotion. Like he was jumping, dancing, tears were flowing from his house. His body was shivering. So these are all 8 symptoms are there of a pure devotee. And when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like he was already sannyasi. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was already sannyasi at that time. He's taken sannyasa at a very young age. When Sarvabhauma saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was thinking, this boy is very emotional and he's very sentimental. and he will lose his renunciation. If you do like if you become so much sentimental, he will lose his renunciation. So I must teach him Vedanta properly. So this way he thought, no, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was sentimental, he thought I will teach him properly Vedanta. And for next 7 days, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, spoke the Vedanta, Brahma Sutras, according to the Mayavada philosophy or impersonal philosophy. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu kept quiet. He just listened it patiently, all the 7 days. And finally, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya will ask him, no, you are not telling anything. I am explaining so many days, I am explaining this philosophy, you are not telling anything. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will reply, very gently, he say that, your explanation, I understood everything what you told of the sutras, but no, your explanation is obscuring the real meaning. No, that you're actually covering the real meaning by your explanations. It is not completely correct. So this way, no, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then after that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained the Vedanta to Sarvabhauma, according to the correct understanding of understanding the Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, right? And there is a verse in Srimad Bhagavatam called the Atmarama verse. So this is one first canto, 7th chapter, 10th shloka. So this shloka says, Suda uvacha Atmaramascha manayo nirgrantha abhyurukrame kurvandi ahayutugam bhaktim ittam bhuta gunokari. So this shloka, translation is Suda Goswami said, all different varieties of Atmaramas, those who take pleasure in the Atma or spirit self, especially those established on the path of self-realization, though freed from all kinds of material bondage, desire to render unalloyed devotional service unto the personality of Godhead. This means that the Lord possesses transcendental qualities and therefore can attract everyone, including the liberated souls. So here, the essence of the shloka is that it is mentioned even if the various people who take the spiritual path, even if they are liberated, since till unless and until they take shelter of the Lord and engage in devotional service, they cannot get the complete bliss. Right? We saw seen the story of 4 Kumaras, right? How they transform. So this is the shloka, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained this shloka in 61 different ways. And after seeing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became completely astonished, right? And he did not have anything to say. He became completely speechless, and he became actually he started developing the symptoms of bhakti by association with the Lord, and he falls at the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and takes shelter of him, right? And also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed the 600 form called Shadbhuja form, which is a combination of the form of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and a sannyasi. So this form actually, so Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was so fortunate to to see the darshan of the Lord in this form, and he completely surrenders to the Lord. So and then Chaitanya Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya gives up this path of impersonal liberation, and he became a devotee of the Lord and follower. So from that time onwards, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya becomes a disciple of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he follows the path of bhakti. So this is, we can see the transformation of the heart of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya because the Lord showered mercy upon him. Right. So the essence of what we have to take away is that in last sloka, towards the last of Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Paritejya, Mamegam Sharanam Raja, Aham Tvam Sarva Bhavebhyo Moksha Ikshami. So give up all other paths, all other varieties of dharma, so-called dharma, and take shelter of me. Then actually, I will don't fear. I will actually give you freedom from all the reactions of sinful reactions. So this way, the ultimate purpose, after understanding the supreme position of the Lord, according to this, whatever the Lord has revealed, right, is that the Krishna is the supreme personality of Lord, right? And we are part and parcel of Krishna. This is Sambandha Gyan, right? And Abhideya, the process which is given by the Lord is devotional service to the Lord, which actually can purify the jiva completely. Even the liberated souls, they actually are attracted to the transcendental form of the Lord, like 4 Kumaras and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, right? So they took up this, gave up the impersonal path and took up the personal worship of the Lord. So this is the Abhideya process, which is bhakti, devotional service to the Lord. And prayojana, when we do that, we can get in the highest perfection, which actually is possible, which actually is love of Godhead, or the spiritual abode of the Lord, right? Krishna says, Yad gatva nivartande tadama maramama, right? Once you reach this eternal abode of me, then you will never come back to this material world, which is dukkhalaya ashashvatam. So this is the essence, of today's topic. So I also summarized what actually is the takeaway, right? So what is the takeaway practically is that now there is no excuse for us to be idle or just be theoretical, right? Now actually we have come to the conclusion, right? And Lord actually has clearly established this fact. Now, because normally what happens, we will not give our time, effort, etc., energy unless and until we feel that it is worth it, right? So normally we spend our time and effort in every day to certain things which we think are important, right? So it can be related to our job, or some mechanism to make money, or like, or something like we want peace of mind, so we go to a faraway place and go for a vacation, etc. So basically we give, when we understand that, our health, for example, we understand health, some health problem starts coming, then we become very serious about health, right? We start, otherwise we'll become lazy. So now when we understand that, okay, what is the most important thing for us, right? Everything else is temporary, right? Which is connected to the body is not going to give any permanent results. So, and we are really the not this body and the soul, all these things we understood already. So what is should be the result of this understanding is that we should practically start doing devotional service very seriously, right? Accordingly, we should prioritize our activities, allocate time for what is most important, and no, immediately start. No, now or never, right? So we, and it's mentioned Shubhasya Shikram, right? So all the auspicious thing we should not delay. Immediately we should start. So the result of this understanding is that immediately we start from today onwards. No, we start chanting at least one round, right? And start reading Bhagavad Gita, right? And hearing lectures. No, start actually, if possible, take only prasadam, which is offered to the Lord, right? So this way, start executing, at least start chanting, and the minimum thing we have to do is start chanting, and then never give up actually this process, right? Because as long as we are in this boat, right, which actually is going to Goloka, right, by the mercy of Guru, we all of us has boarded this boat. Now it will be very foolish, it will be suicidal to jump out of this boat actually. So, but then the jiva is always having the free will. No, anytime it's up to the jiva to decide what he wants. But if you are intelligent and if you are serious about highest perfection, then we should somehow stick to this boat, right? And the guarantee result is guaranteed for sure. Right? So this is the essence. So let's end here. The time is already over. Anybody has any questions, devotees? They can unmute and ask. Or meanwhile, I will chant Hare Krishna mantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions, devotees? Somehow our attendance is dropping every day. I don't know why devotees are not able to join. If we can encourage everybody to join, it will be great so that everybody is benefited. Okay, then if no questions, we'll end here and meet again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.